What is going on, everybody, and welcome to Robeytech. It's a new year and already we're off to a start. And unfortunately, those of us who are super cool and awesome and like PCs, things could be getting a bit more expensive this year. Dare I say, already more expensive. Buckle up, buckaroos, because we're talking tech tariffs on Robeytech. Before we can take a look into our magical seeing stone we borrowed from Gandalf to see what the future holds for the price of PC components, we need to take a stroll down memory lane. I love RAM jokes. Back in 2018, which feels like 2020s ago at this point, the US government had concerns over security issues revolving around products manufactured and assembled in China. Dun dun dun! And they could be used to steal American intellectual property. As a result, a tariff, or an additional charge on specific goods exported or imported from China, was instituted in September of that year, 2018. I know, keep up, keep up. This caused a pretty hefty price hike for everything from drives, peripherals, GPUs, CPUs, motherboards, power supplies, and more. Nothing was in stock, and everything was expensive in 2018. But here's the thing, these components by themselves were not any concern or cause for concern from a security standpoint, since they couldn't really do anything without being assembled into a complete system and operated by a human, like moi, maybe. So a year later, exemptions were made for various components. Hurrah! Now essentially it made exemptions for components of individual machines that fell under a very specific description of automatic data processing machines, which is a fancy legal name for a PC. The exception didn't cover bundled components or assemblies, however. So a monitor by itself would have been exempt. But bundle that monitor with a fully assembled PC and aha! It cost you extra. Now, while we won't get into how they specified PCs like the ones we built on the show, the long and short of it is that prices ended up normalizing after about a year. But Robey, 1 year from September 2019 is September 2020. Why are we talking about this now? Too right you are, random person on the internet. Too right indeed. In August of last year, an extension was actually made for the exception through the end of December, in the year/decade that was 2020, which has come and gone, which takes us to present day. We are past the end of the extension for these exceptions, and guess what? It hasn't been extended or renewed yet. So remember earlier in this video when I said in 2018, after the tariff was initially instituted and pricing skyrocketed? Yep, we are in the early stages of that right now. In just the first few weeks of 2021, GPU pricing has gone up around 10% for some GPUs like the Asus ROG Strix 3090. Now keep in mind that price increases can never be attributed to just one thing. Yes, the tariff has made pricing go up, but we are also looking at increases in demand and lots of people still working from home, and supply is pretty limited right now since the supply that was already in the US prior to the new year is either gone or close to gone. That means the new stock of products are being imported from overseas with this tariff in full effect. And unfortunately, cryptocurrency. Yes, the freaking crypto miners are back at it once again with increases in the value of cryptocurrency with bigger, beefier GPUs to mine with, like those 3080s and 3090s that we all love. Curse you, cryptocurrency! I just want my GPUs! Man, but $40,000 Bitcoins, we'd all like a piece of that, right? So it's not just one thing, it's a multitudinous, yes, that's a real word, we looked it up, a multitudinous things all stacking on top of one another like a really tasty, expensive sandwich. Like a really nice sandwich with like fancy imported artisan cheeses and bread and stuff with ray tracing on. RTX sandwiches for the win. So where do we go from here? Where are we going now? How much of an increase can we expect to see in various components? Well, that's something we'll have to wait and see. But we can expect that we will finally start seeing some products coming back in stock, even if they are at slightly higher prices. But let's keep this all in perspective. When the Asus ROG Strix 3080 was first released, it was going for around $850. Right now, that same card, when it is in stock, and I know that's a whole nother problem, a whole nother discussion, but yes, right now it is currently going for $950. And yes, that is a $100 price increase, but it is still less than the 2080 Ti when it was released, and it gives you better performance by a long shot. So it doesn't mean that some components aren't a good value, it's just that your overall system cost is going to go up here and there, so you'll have to look at your budget for your build and figure out where you want to make a few sacrifices in favor of making some overall performance gains across your entire build. In the last year, we've made a ton of build guides that cover a bunch of different price points and performance levels. So coming up in 2021, we'll be overhauling these lists to reflect the increase in pricing changes throughout the year. But again, we don't know if this is going to be a long-term thing, if this is going to be a short-term thing. We could see in 3 months that it's all settles and we end up with an extension. So yeah, these tariffs do kind of completely suck. And making things cost more money just to be brought into the country when they weren't a part of the problem the tariff was initially trying to solve is frustrating. It's frustrating for all of us, PC gamers, PC builders, everybody. We don't know what the rest of 2021 will hold. But with the current state of affairs, yeah, if you've been watching the news, there's kind of a lot on everyone's plate right now. And we can't be sure that reinstating the exception on the import tariff will be addressed anytime soon. But don't worry. The builds will continue. Nay, they must. Because the good people watching Robeytech want Robey tech, right? Robey, yeah. PCs will keep being built here. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but they're gonna cost more.
Yes, they are. That is it for this episode of Robeytech. Let me know what you think about the price of PC parts and where they might go in 2021. If you're planning a build, how has this changed your part list? What components are you looking to improve in your system this year? Keep in mind, CES is literally happening right now, so who knows what crazy hijinks and mayhem will come out this week in the tech world. Let us know all your thoughts and comments down below. And while you're down there, be sure to slap that like button, whip that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you know each and every time we post a new video. Also be sure to catch our live show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 5:30 p.m. and going till whenever we get finished, because the builds will continue. Now, if you're one of the cool kids, follow us on all the socials. We're on the Tweeters, we're on the Gram, we're on the Facebook, we're hip on TikTok. Yeah, it's so cool. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.